Let us go to our Heroes and Villains segment. This is the Grunt the Pig Freedom Snort of the Week, the biggest heroes. That is a snort of freedom. So this is Grunt the Pig, basically the pig that was fined by Wangaratta City Council for being a pig, wasn't allowed to walk around in the street. It stood up for freedom, and it was such a beautiful cause that Pete and I decided that anyone that stands up for freedom should be given the Grunt the Pig Freedom Snort.
Absolutely right.
Pete, who was your nominee this week?
Well, over the weekend, James, there was an event at the Chifley Research Centre called Towards 2020 Ideas for Labor in Australia, which I'm spewing I missed. But apparently, so we had Labor...
That is one junket we wouldn't go to.
Well, they might have free sangers. Anyway, Labor MP Meryl Swanson and Opposition Environmental Spokeswoman Terry Butler made some very good speeches. I'll quote from it. Meryl Swanson, Labor MP for Patterson, said, "We have built our nation off the back of coal." She went on to say that the industry should be treated with respect, and the resource should never be labelled dirty. Opposition Environment spokeswoman Terry Butler made a speech which said, amongst other things, the experience of this change to renewables, where there is a genuine concern for good, secure, well-paid jobs, could be potentially replaced with insecure, less well-paid jobs. She went on to call Bob Brown's anti-Adani convoy, she described it, "can't think of a stupider thing." And she said, "I might be old-fashioned." This is my favourite bit. "I might be a bit old-fashioned as a lefty, but I'm pretty much a materialist. I got into politics because of the effect of politics on the material conditions of our lives." Now, sorry if I just forgot the names there, Terry Butler and Meryl Swanson, for finally being some lefties that give a fat rat's clacker about how well off working people are. You are my heroes of the week.
Fat rat's clacker is not a phrase I'd ever heard before, and I didn't think it was coming just then. All right, that's a good one. All right, my one, and it's a little bit hypocritical since I started saying is he Hillary Clinton of British politics. Ooh. But anyway, Boris Johnson's election campaign, the Love Actually one. People might have seen this. I think we're playing it on YouTube now, where basically they just reenact the scene where the guy was standing outside the girl that he's always had a crush on, who's now married to his best mate, and he's outside. He's got the placard saying, like, I'm moving on. Yeah. And Boris Johnson's doing a parody of that, basically supporting Brexit. It is like legitimately in a sparse field. It is one of the best political ads I've ever seen. It's like, it's funny. It's just relatable. Everyone's, we're coming up to Christmas. Everyone's thinking about Love Actually. It's the perfect ad.
No, it's a good ad. Now, you've got strong opinions on about whether this is a good move or not. For any young person out there.
Oh, well, from the original, that is the biggest psycho move in the history of the planet, is to, if you are in love with your best mate's girl, you keep that to yourself to the grave, or you move on. You certainly don't go, you know what, I'm going to go to their house and, risk that the guy just somehow comes to the door to see a caroler and beats the crap out of me for doing this.
Oh, what's on the cards, mate?
Yeah.
Oh, nothing.
Nothing, mate.
Anyway, I think it's fine to do if you're friends, but don't do it to some stranger that you've spotted.
Don't do it to anyone.
It's a famously romantic scene, James. Yeah, you polarize.
I think it's a scene in a romantic movie, but it's not a romantic scene. I think everyone's just... Otherwise, you're just saying that the Alan Rickman giving the secretary the necklace is a romantic scene as well.
I just think...
That's a psycho move as well.
Anyone who's got any problems of romance or any other nature, write in. jbolt@ipa.org.au. He'll solve all your romantic problems.
I love giving advice. And let's move on to the villain segment. Yep. So this is the Walter Peck Villain Award for people that have stood up against the grunts of the pigs of the world and have stood up for tyranny. Pete, who have you got?
The anti-grunts.
Okay. The anti-grunts.
No, we all know Scott Cam, celebrity builder from the block. If you haven't, here's a sample of his work.
Play the game and pull your head in. Let's go, Shell.
Pull your head in, James.
Yeah, I'm fired up.
Anyway, so the reason why I'm talking about Scott Cam is because he has been getting paid $345,000 for 15 months' work as a National Careers Ambassador. Now, what is a National Careers Ambassador? I hear people ask. Scott Morrison, Prime Minister of Australia, says he makes no apology for trying to get people...
Thank you for clarifying that one, Pete.
It's important to give people all the information. He makes no apology for trying to get young people into trades. He described Cam as a successful tradie who is going to make clear to young people that there are wonderful economic opportunities for young people in the trade. Scott Morrison, how good is the swamp?
Yeah, exactly.
We don't need... Sorry, you go.
Yeah, just to clarify, so Scott Cam is being paid $345,000 of taxpayer money a year to promote tradeism by being Scott Cam.
That's right.
Good gig if you can get it.
That's right.
It's only suitable for one person, but it's a good gig.
I was going to say, if the Prime Minister wants to encourage young people to be work-shy podcasters, We are here for you.
And
Mr.
we will do it
Morrison.
also. No, you know what? We're all about reducing the size of government. Let's halve the size of government. Let's do it for 170,000.
Yeah, I'll do it for 170,000.
Yeah.
Oh, but we're splitting that as well.
Yeah, so we're
Still
down to
good
85.
money.
It's still
I
pretty
can handle it.
I can do it.
Anyway,
I'll make ends meet.
reduce red tape, cut taxes, get rid
Yeah.
of all the regulation around hiring apprentices, which is very difficult. I've got a lot of tradie mates that can't get or couldn't get apprenticeships
Yeah.
because it's so hard to take
Well, if
away.
only there was $345,000 lying around.
If only.
That could help people. Anyway, the other part, Scott Morrison defending Camps Bay, telling reporters he made no apology for trying to get young people into trades. So that's not what we're doing here. Like, no one's criticising you on the grounds of you're not serious about it.
Yeah.
We're just worried about paying Scott Cam $345,000.
Exactly right.
All right. My villain this week is Chris Pratt. I've long said that Chris Pratt's a secret Republican, and I'm now forced to say he's not because, Pete, have a look at this photo here. Have a look at this photo.
You took a photo of me in the gym.
Chris Pratt, very ripped.
Oh, Chris Pratt, sorry.
And Peter Gregory also ripped. Okay, so the problem apparently with this photo is that he is holding a single-use plastic water bottle while looking mournfully off into the distance. Now, I would just say the problem with the photo is he's being a bit of a try-hard photo shoot, but Jason Momoa, Aquaman star, also a very big boy. He wrote in a comment underneath this photo on Instagram, "Bro, I love you. No single-use plastic. Come on." Now, Chris Pratt then apologizes.
Oh, come on,
Aquaman, you're completely right. Damn it. I always carry my big gallon-sized reusable water jug with me too. Again, bit try hard. Gallon. Come on. I even had it that day. Triple exclamation mark. If I remember correctly, somebody threw that plastic bottle to me in the photo shoot because I didn't know what to do with my hands. Hear that, kids? Reduce, reuse, recycle. Now, it does not stop there.
Okay, oh, it doesn't?
People started to have a go at Chris Pratt and Jason Momoa for like, it's just a photo.
Yeah.
And then Jason Momoa goes back in saying, "I'm sorry this was received so badly today. I didn't mean for that to happen. I'm just very passionate about this single-use plastic epidemic."
I didn't know that.
Now, can everyone just stop apologizing? Like, first off, like, if you're going to comment on people's photos, this grandstanding, don't use single-use plastic water bottles, I'm going to do that publicly on Insta rather than send you a private text message. If you're going to do that, stand by it. Like, the apology is what kills you.
That is unbelievable. I
Yeah.
didn't realise that aspect of the story had happened. He's been like out-woked
Yes.
by the other side.
Exactly.
And that is actually incredible. And yeah, stand by it. I think the only thing with that is it's only single use
Yep.
if you don't reuse it. You can keep filling up that water bottle.
Yes.
And $1 saved is $1 earned, Chris Pratt. So
Again, they're taking it from the environmental, not just a few coins saved here.
Yeah.
All right, let us go to our interviews now.
cool.